Okay, well, either way. Who do I want to play as? I did Yoji earlier. For a very good arena run. Oh, no, I didn't do Yoji. I did, well, you know what, let's go Mishka. Let's go Drill, you know, whatever. Viking Mishka. Perfect. Okay. Oh, Night Satari, have a good one. Let's be fancy. I'm not doing the arena, though. Arena was fun. Arena was overpowered. Like, once you get past that initial hump in the arena... Oh, shoot. You know what I forgot? I forgot I had the game music for this game turned on, really. And I forgot how good it was, too. Might be a little loud, though, so if people want to tell me to turn it down, then I can totally turn it down. Unfortunately, for effectively 5 a.m., I am a little bit on the tired side to be dealing with this upbeat of chiptunes music. No, well, I'll figure it out. It's just nice sometimes to pay attention to the chiptunes, you know, kind of the actual in-game music instead of just doing what I've been doing, which is just listening to whatever the heck other music I want. There is something to be said about the importance of a soundtrack in a game, and I'm always curious about like how. If I ever made a game, how, like, I would score it. I just have no idea. Because unfortunately, the music I like the most is, like, super atmospheric, just calming background music. I don't think that would fit particularly well for most video games. Which is kind of a shame. But, whatever. Okay. And losing people left and right, but it happens. And I'm taking some hits. Taking some licks, taking some hits. That's not a big deal either. Because you know what? I'm okay. I've had a good night. It was fun, sort of. I don't know, God. There's nothing harder than doing a collaboration with somebody and feel it, like, they obviously just aren't feeling it. And it's just like, I don't know how to make this any better on you. So, like, earlier tonight with Keith was really a lot of fun, or at least it could have been a lot of fun. But it felt like the entire way through, it's just kind of like, no, I'm not going to learn this game, you have to teach me, and I'm a terrible teacher when it comes to video games. Like, I just do not ever want to... I am not very good at, like, teaching people how to play anything. Especially, like, you know, complicated games. It's kind of one of those where it's just like, I don't know. Hard to say. And, like, I know for a fact that, you know, Keith, by the same measure, is equally bad at teaching games. And he just relies on people knowing what he knows. So he's just as bad as me, but his expectation is kind of the vice versa. And God, I hate, like, doing this kind of weird gossip thing, too, though. It's... I don't know. Whatever. I guess it's just one of those things that kind of eats at you in a way. Where it's just like, I have these people that I wish to collaborate with, and they're like, yeah, gung-ho about something. And then they're not. And it's just like, how do you deal? Okay. So let's get some iframes here. Oh boy, we are golden. I don't know if this is going to win us the run, but it's definitely going to save us a hell of a lot longer than most. Because now we're only going to take one hit from an enemy at a time, which is perfect. Okay. But apparently Chad is going off to get coffee. I do not drink coffee. I think I've mentioned this before, but it's just like caffeine just does not work with me. It's just one of those where it's like it's never really appealed. And I hate bitter things. I absolutely hate, like, bitter flavors. It's just not fun. Wow, yeah. No, just having the bonus iframes from this item has just made everything infinitely more tolerable. We're still probably going to get killed because we're Mishka, but at the same time, we're definitely going to be a hell of a lot more durable than usual, which is so nice. I was begging for iframes originally, and there's a gnat in my room. I've got like 7 gnat bites on me. Like, you think mosquito bites are the worst. Gnat bites are actually kind of frustrating because they last. Like, mosquito bites itch for like a day, and then they're gone. Gnat bites last for a week. I'm getting kind of cranky. I'm getting, like, super cranky about, like, everything. I need to stop this trend. It's bad. At least tomorrow's going to be, like, not Catter Day, so there's that. Unfortunately, it's going to be the last not Catter Day for me for a while. Unfortunately, I think this episode's going to go up on, like, Saturday or Sunday. I'm actually starting to get some, Cavern Kings backlog of all things. Like, you'd think I'd have a backlog of, like, my main series. Fun fact! Cavern Kings is actually one of my biggest series on my channel now. I didn't even realize it until I, like, looked at the metrics, and it's just like, I'm apparently front paged with the game. I'm apparently, like, Front page with the game, I'm apparently getting like hundreds of views on it, and I'm completely taken aback by that one, because originally this was actually one of my less watched series. I guess just consistency is important, and or just gaining fans from other things and less competition, because I guess if nobody else is really covering it at the time, I get to reap the rewards. Because I want to say like Splattercat did for a little bit, maybe, Northern Lion did like a little bit, but it seems like Northern Lion only covers like non-early access roguelikes and strategy games and stuff. And I mean, he can do whatever the hell he wants and get away with it. But I've noticed that actually with like a lot of other YouTubers, that they almost refuse to play games of like that are early access for whatever reason. And I'm always a little bit surprised about that one, because honestly, I thrive off of the early access part of it all. Because, interestingly enough, is that the aimer line still shows up now regardless of the Cyclops eye. It just... Huh. That's interesting. But, like, I thrive off of early access. I love it when games get updated. I hate it when things get broken. I mean, take a look at Vagante tonight. I guess I have no idea what episode number it's going to be. Probably episode 110? I want to say, but apparently you take damage from falling off of ladders, which is rough business, to say the least. Alright, let's free these stone guys. Well, I freed 2 of them, and the rest killed them. But still. Okay, yeah, salty bot. I mean, I do have a little bit higher sodium content than I probably should. Okay. Mishka does not approve of being knocked around by fishies. Let's see, so let's go with 1 harp, 1 knife, and probably save the rest of my money. The knives are good, but honestly don't need them nearly as much as certain other things. Yeah, no, this might actually be the run, a winning run for once, which is kind of nice. Because I like cycling in this game. I'm probably going to have to cut the episode up into parts just because I really am going to have to stretch content here just to cover the break. But that's probably okay. And honestly, I should probably start doing that more often anyway. Just because I feel like I might actually get more viewership if I had... ooh, we were taking some hits, though. We're not getting a whole lot of health here. Oh, no. We're not getting much for health packs, which is problematic, to say the least. Okay, let's get out of here. Not a boss yet. Now, is there anything left to the bottom of this level? Yes, there is. Okay, cool. And the nice thing is, I do attack fast enough that I actually have permanent... Oh, hey, health. Okay, I do actually have permanent flight if I desire it, at that low of an HP level, which is nice. And if I can get some Dracula blood, that pretty much makes it so we can never die. Oh, yeah, that was close. That really was close. And the nice thing about Mishka is, like, actually taking damage is beneficial for you. Just don't want to take too much, because after a certain point, you become, like, hella hard to control. But still, I don't know. I received a comment earlier from, like, my Vagante video where I was talking about, like, you know, having issues with friendships and a lot of, like, collaborators that have effectively ditched me over the years. I was thinking about it, and it's like, I actually am a little bit, like... the comment effectively accused me of being, like, paranoid. And I'm not entirely sure if paranoid is the right word to use for me, but I'm definitely leery of people. And I guess leery is just a light version of paranoia. But, like, time really is valuable. And it's one of those where, like, any time where I'm, like, effectively wasting footage is massive amount of time lost, which is rough. And, like, I don't know. I guess this is just all going back to the playing Don't Starve Together earlier tonight, where, you know, 2/3 of us were having fun, 1/3 of us was not. And, like, you've always got to be sensitive with that when you're doing collaborations. Like, this is not just a unique thing with, you know, one of my friends at this point in time. This is, you know, kind of a consistent problem no matter what. But, you always have to be in tune with the people you're working with. Because if somebody's not feeling it in a collaboration, they're going to bring everybody else down, whether or not, like, the rest of you can really perform. I guess if you're, like, really, really working hard at keeping it entertaining, it's not so bad, but, like, one bad egg can, to a small degree, at least spoil the bunch. If if anybody watching this has, you know, knows of Achievement Hunter and, like, knows of kind of the Ray Navarez Jr. not really liking Minecraft situation. Like, dude really just was not that stoked about Minecraft. But of course it's practically, you know, one of Achievement Hunter's, you know, best viewed series. So of course they're gonna want to, you know, do as much of that game as possible to, like, keep the hype going. And honestly, it's one of the only series of theirs that I, like, truly want to watch, even though I feel like the quality's dropped lately. But so, you know, if you don't know Achievement Hunter, they're a group of 6 YouTubers, effectively, that work for Rooster Teeth, but they do, you know, standard Let's Play content. Unlike, you know, the rest of Rooster Teeth that does whatever the hell Rooster Teeth does, which is kind of like an all-round package thing. But, one of the guys just does not like Minecraft. And, like, he was completely bored by it. And you could tell every single day that, like, he was effectively forced to play this game. He just was not stoked to be there. And I always felt kind of bad about it, because, like, he was a hilarious dude. And, like, it honestly seems kind of like the team is glad he's gone in a way, and it's just like, Like, I'm not entirely sure, like, I ever want to be in that kind of situation where it's like, well, I'm glad that person's never around anymore. I guess? Yep. Whoop, shit. Well, that was unintentional. Didn't even realize that hole there was that substantial. Still, we're in a pretty damn good place. I would have liked to get another melee attack speed thing going on, though. Unless, Jin Zephyr Horns actually cover melee attacks, not melee, ranged attack speed now, too. Which is entirely possible. Oh, this is nonsense. Wow. Yeah, he barely did damage to me, though. Gonna have to be very careful about that, though, because I did not kill him. Oh, our health is not looking good. We still do not have any healing-based abilities here, which is kind of rough, and we've got a lot of these ceiling crawlers. Oh, that hurt a lot. Oh, thank you. Okay, at least we can murder these guys. Did not notice the rock dude, though. But, like, I hope I never get to the point where I'm kind of like, I'm glad that person is gone. Because, I don't know, I think I feel, like, really, really bad about it. About being that kind of negative. And I think maybe part of it is, like, I don't handle negativity well. And, like, there are definitely nights where I'm just not feeling it. I was really hoping I'd kill that worm. No such luck. But yeah, no, collabs are the best way to do videos. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes you just run into issues. And then again, like, not everybody... Sometimes people just aren't down for certain things. Like, Robocraft, for example. Some people love Robocraft. I personally think it's a blast. But goddamn, is that game an acquired taste? If there ever was one, comparatively, game-wise. Because it's so hard to get into comparatively, just because you get a lot of munchkins, you get a lot of people running around. The better you... Then you have to worry about balancing a proper vehicle, anything like that. And so, like, it's kind of a stream favorite because it's a good way of getting the audience in. Ow. But unfortunately, the reality of the situation is just, like, if people aren't feeling it, it is just kind of like no man's game. Like, I remember being kind of frustrated with the first time. The only reason why, like, I could really get into it was just because I'm super just in tune with, like, grinding in games, because I'm a very big, like, MMO-y guy. I was kind of like, this will get more fun once I've, like, grinded through a couple of things. We are very low on health. We're very low on health. Okay. I'll probably be fine. It's just, I mean, we're half health now, so that's kind of a serious boon. I want these health pickups, but they are not being particularly... They're playing really hard to get. I want to be below this guy, because I want this gem. I'm not going to be able to get the other one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get anything else. Well, let's see if I can murder this guy before anything happens. There we go. If anything else for the experience. But, I don't know. It's kind of one of those where it's like, Gmod, for example, used to be, like, one of my favorite games to play with people. But it was kind of obvious after a certain point that it was not a favorite of, like, half of the people I played with. and they were getting bored with it, and it's just like, how do you key this in with the collaboration? Because unfortunately, like, good multiplayer games are really hard to find. And it's really hard to find a group of people that are willing to play all the way through a good multiplayer game. I mean, there's a very distinct reason why I've never actually finished a Don't Starve Together run, and it's purely because I want to do it with a group of people, and any group of people that I ever seem to do it with loses interest very quickly, or is impossible to organize, which is, I mean, super rough. Like, I mean, Crafty Gnomes, I assume people still remember him. He's not that far gone out of memory, but dude just never was feeling it with, dude was never feeling it with, come on, take that out before it goes anywhere. Perfect. He's never really feeling it with, like, half of the games we ever played, and it's just like, well, this is hard to work with, because it's like, I really don't know. I guess these are the complaints of a person that has to organize people too, because I mean, one of the biggest problems, and this is part of the reason why I keep you know, badgering, you know, Birdcatcher to get Dark Souls for to play with me, is because, like, there just aren't games, at least not enough of them. Like, if everybody had, like, if everybody I ever played with had every console ever, then I think we'd be okay. But unfortunately, like, with everybody only owning, like, one console or no consoles, it's just like, well, this limits everything forever. Oh, well, I don't think I'm getting that. Yep, nope, not getting that. Let's get out of here. But it's hard. It's hard organizing, like, a group of collaborators to all have the same game. Like, pretty much prior to every single Catterday, for example, I will sit down and say, like, alright, so who's going to be here tonight? And then I get a bunch of Facebook maybes, and it's just like, well, this is nightmarish. Am I just, like, getting popped up by the saw blade a little bit? It kind of looked like it. Hope not. That seemed wildly outside of range. But, like, every time I will sit down and be like, alright, Steam Companion, what games does everybody have? And I look at it, and it's effectively just, like, Gmod and maybe, like, Mount Your Friends or whatever. And maybe, like, one or two other things. And then there's, like, Robocraft and Path of Exile and stuff, and it's just like, I would love to play these things. But since nobody ever seems to be interested in buying, like, party games, it's just like, bah. Do all of our tastes really vary that much? I mean, part of the problem is, like, not everybody has the, you know, disposable income to spend on games. That's a huge problem that you kind of run into. I'm just not going to go up there. So I mean, I'm just name-dropping all of my friends at this point because I can use them as easy examples. So, for example, Sebastian SB Keith, he doesn't like party games that much. Or he does, but he's decided that they're only valuable on one of his two channels, and that his audience is generally disinterested in them, which I can sympathize with to a degree. A lot of people who, you know, watch, say, Cavern Kings right now probably have not actually bothered to watch, say, my Witcher series, for whatever reason, or my Mount Your Friends game footage, or Gmod, or even, like, Sniper Elite. Sniper Elite is probably going to get garbage views, despite the fact that I had an absolute blast with that game. Just because it's wildly outside people's interests. So in this case, Sebastian SB is actually fairly right. You know, it's better for him to actually focus on the content on his channel. And so as a result, he barely buys, you know, party games. That's 3 clusters of iron. We got 5. This is good. I'm gonna have to find a key pretty soon. Oh, we already found a key. Okay, never mind. Well, let's search for money for a bit. Because if I can somehow get the money, I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But so, in his case, you know, he only has a certain amount of games that he's willing to even play. And everything else he sees as wasted footage because, I mean, again, it's not his kind of content. Crafty Gnomes, for example, is just dirt poor, which is a seriously limiting factor at all times. Can I get enough? We're so close. Yet so far. Okay. But yeah. And so it's like, I can sympathize with, you know, Keith for hello, boss time. I can sympathize with Keith, for example, for not being very interested in, you know, putting Robocraft really on his channel, and not really getting the chance to because he doesn't know how to play the game. And unfortunately, I'm gonna see if I can bust that up. Okay, get that out of the way. Freaking saw blade right in the middle of my arena for fighting. Not exactly the easiest. This is goddamn hard boss fight, no matter how many times I do it. But in Crafty Gnomes' case, dude's just poor, which is a serious problem. Like, if you're getting into YouTube and like you really don't have much money, I'm not gonna say no, like don't do it. Just expect that you're going to either incur expenses or you're gonna run into issues here and there. And so like trying to, you know, rely on him as a consistent collaborator was effectively I want to say an effort in futility, because I mean there's never a point in time where all of us had the same games unless I specifically gave something to him, which in and of itself is a pretty hard thing to work with. Hey, that's useful. Without going like free to play, and even then, like I said, not everybody likes Robocraft, not everybody likes, you know, this, that, and the other thing. And so it just ends up being difficult, because, you know, last week we got kind of lucky with, Jesus, this is too many saw blades. I do not like it. Alright, I'm just gonna hide over here. It seems like the easiest place for me right now. That's some damage. If I could just like range dig through things with these drills, that'd be perfect. I cannot. That's not a thing. Okay, at least the level's disintegrating pretty fast. But no, there will be days where I sit down and it's like, all right, who do we have? And I look at it and I'm like, well, we can play a grand total of these 2 games, and everybody's just like, I don't want to play this game, and then somebody else is like, I don't want to play that game. And I'm just like, well, one of you guys is going to have to leave, because then we can't, because otherwise we just can't play anything. Except for Gmod. And then somebody else groans about that. So, like, a little while back, one guy was, like, super gung-ho about collaborating with me, and I'm like, you do realize that, like, we can't just play the games you want to play, right? And I don't think he quite understood. And, like, I didn't mind the guy that much. He was kind of grumpy. And it made him slightly less than entertaining, but he was kind of like an okay straight man. But the dude just did not know how to... The dude didn't... There's a huge amount of tit for tat that you have to do, and honestly, I will admit, I'm bad at it too. Everybody's bad at it. You know, thinking about other people in the long run, especially say, I mean, YouTube is kind of a inherently selfish thing. And like, I do feel kind of lucky with, you know, friends like Bird and whatnot, who I can kind of pull on for almost everything, just because pretty much no matter what you do, if you're in the zone enough, or if you have an interesting side topic to talk about, pretty much no matter what, you can have fun. So, I mean, I thought Sniper Elite was actually going to be kind of dull at first, and turns out it's absolute blast. Whereas conversely, like, Don't Starve Together, freaking Battle Block Theater, I'm actually having less fun with, just because it's, I don't know. I have no idea why. I just am not having as much fun with it. But so, you know, YouTube's kind of an inherently selfish thing, where everybody's trying to effectively further their own channel first. And, like, I definitely am down for, like, helping people, helping friends, helping people I don't know, with advice at the very least. But so you get a lot of people that only pick games that they think are going to help them. Ooh, this is useful. Well, there goes that money. Damn it. Oh well. At least we get like 7 jumps from this. 6. I'm okay with 6 jumps. 6 jumps makes it a lot easier. But, I don't know. It'll be easier a year or 2 from now. Especially, one of the really nice things is, like, as you grow in YouTube... Oh, hello. I'm unstoppable now. One of the things you can... one of the things that I have the ability to do now, and I've talked about this a couple of times with, like, requesting review copies for games. I can now actually request multiple copies of a game. And developers are actually semi-likely to send me one. So let's get another jump here. Which actually helps. Awesome. Have I ever played Alien Swarm? I think I talked about this while playing Vagante, but actually Alien Swarm was the first game I ever did a collaboration with Birdcatcher. So that was actually, that game actually is kind of special. Unfortunately, we've never felt the need to go back to it, and I lost all of the commentary because This is like within the first probably month or two of me doing YouTube. I want to say it was like October 10th-ish. I can actually go back. I still have the files because I kept them around for nostalgia purposes. Unfortunately, it was just a bad collaboration overall. Half of the people had to leave, and like one person couldn't speak at all, and one person had crippling lag issues. And eventually, we just kind of gave up on the idea, and I just never edited it and put it up. But no, I've played Alien Swarm. It was fun. I kind of wish it was like a little bit deeper in a lot of ways, though. Because it was kind of like that frustrating level of difficulty for the most part that I didn't like. Friendly fire, mainly. God, I hate friendly fire in games. Hey, Tiny Bug. How's it going? Okay. But, no, I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of looking forward to the future. I'm always looking forward to the future. Because, like, as things go along, you know, Bird gets Dark Souls, we're going to get infinite combat content out of that. Especially if it gets, you know, multiple Dark Souls games. Eventually, I'll cobble together a group of people for Monster Hunter. Because I think the Monster Hunter games are like an absolute blast. And they would be, you know, absolutely a joy to play as well. Shoot, what other things? I don't know. There's an infinite number of games that I'd like to play. I'd love to actually sit down and do like a full playthrough of the Borderlands games, though that'd probably get a resounding meh. Just like a pre-sequel. Pre-sequel did not go over well on my channel. Then again, a lot of people probably watching my videos prefer kind of the episodic nature of everything. Oh, do I have the money? I do not have the money. I spent it on a chest on the previous one. Game and title is wrong. Reaper of Caliban, I know. Unfortunately, it's not listed on Twitch. So there's that. God, I say this like every time I play this game, but they just do not feel like adding this pretty much no matter what, which is odd, to say the least. I still do not have any black hole boxes, do I? Let's see if I can get just enough money for the second one. A second Book of Secret would be really helpful. What about Cube World? Oh, God. See, the reason why I'm not super keen on Cube World... Nope, doesn't look like we get a second one. We just got the money, but the ceiling does not feel like being friendly to us. Whatever. We can save it. God, I would love to play Cube World. I would also love for Cube World to be updated, so it's kind of one of those where it's just like, I do not have the money to spend on a game that's just never going to be updated, period. I'd love to, though.